historically, groups like rehab clinics have historically been very against medication-assisted treatment for various reasons, one of which I think is just that people who tend to work in those programs tend to have come out of 12-step programs themselves, and so they are doing what worked for them. So it's not a conspiracy. They're just like passing on their own experience. Historically, there has been a real resistance to using medication to get over addiction because the AA ethos, the 12-step ethos, is that addiction is a spiritual malady. And how can you fix a spiritual problem with a medication?
Yeah, that doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room.
Right. And I think that's a misunderstanding of what addiction is. I think for some people, it can be a spiritual problem, or it can be, they have some deeper seated issues, trauma, depression, whatever that contribute to that. Trauma, especially early childhood trauma, is certainly a risk factor when it comes to addiction. But, we know that nicotine is highly addictive, that cigarettes kill more people than probably any other drug on the planet. And nobody says to a smoker, you have a spiritual problem. The problem is you need to get to the root of your problem before you quit smoking. Nobody says that. But when it comes to alcohol and drugs, there's this assumption that there's some underlying cause. And for some people, I think there is. But for others, for people like me, look, these drugs are addictive. And if you do them enough, if you've exposed yourself enough to an addictive chemical, some of us are going to get addicted. And that's what happened to me. I didn't have trauma. I didn't have underlying conditions. I didn't have a spiritual hole. I just drank so much that I got addicted to drinking, and the solution that I found was not a spiritual solution. It was a medical one.